Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, President of Thermalwood Canada, host for the show, and our special guest today, Joel Albert. Joel, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So, Joel, it's been a while. You and I have tried to get together for this interview now for quite a few months, and you've been pretty busy. But finally, we cornered you. We're able to get you here for this interview. So, a couple of things have happened, and the reason why we wanted you here is, first of all, congratulations on both awards that we're going to talk about here. Well, the first award was one of the top 50 CEOs in the land of Canada. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
The second one was the Export Awards, and I'll let you talk a little bit about that one in a second. But talk us a little bit more about you're from Bathurst. You've been here. You've grown up in a number of different businesses with your father and stuff, and now you're operating a couple of different businesses. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I grew up here in Bathurst. Moved here from Alberta around 7 years old. And my father bought a family business from his uncle in household moving and transportation. And, I knew early on I had an interest around the family dinner table, constantly hearing about business. And, it just naturally comes in when you're in a family business. Yeah. My mom was a controller there. You get those conversations at the table. And early on, I knew right away from school when it was time to pick courses. I, did the mandatory science stuff that I had to do. And then I filled my curriculum up with anything business related, leadership related, and I never looked back. So coming out of school, I took some time away. I never came back to Bathurst when I was at university, but I worked in different organizations, Main Street Business Development Group in Fredericton that helped prosper business, kind of like Chamber of Commerce here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All on the north side of Fredericton. So
Hive?
No, it wasn't. Well, Hive was after that. But
okay.
It was a development fund that was put on by the North Side in Fredericton, and businesses would pay into it. And what we would do was organize events, and we'd also gain data around, put surveys out for customers coming in on the main street. They're trying to kind of prop up underdeveloped Main Street on the north side of Fredericton. So. That gave me some really good skill sets on, understanding how to deal with different business owners and just getting myself out there and kind of breaking that, fear of putting yourself out and approaching people. So that was really helpful. And I also picked up a job at university where I was doing beer rep for Labatt Brewery. So that put me out there big time, and also had a lot of fun doing it.
Yes,
but I worked a lot while I was at school, all around anything that had to do with leadership, business in general, just to try to, I had an interest in it. It was kind of like sports. I had an interest in sports, but I had an equal interest in having this type of career. So the day I graduated from university in business administration, I basically graduated Friday and I started working at the household moving company on Monday. So it was like I didn't take any downtime. I just hopped right in, and I would have been 20 years old, and I never looked back. I still operate that company today, and we've grown into MyBox Mobile Storage here in town. So still a family business. And and then in about 2009, my father, when I came into the moving industry, he had a business that he took over from his father when he passed away that was in fish meal. So it was taking herring waste and converting it to oils and meals. So he developed with the University of Guelph a very unique product that was an omega-3 meal that could be fed to the dairy industry that would put the omega-3 into the milk. So that's where you see all these products come out when omega-3 was hitting the market, that you're able to transfer that into food. So that's kind of the gateway that got us into the business I think we're going to talk a little more about today, which is North Taste Flavoring. So we kind of, in 2009, looked, he was doing a lot in agriculture. And then what's the next step in kind of the pyramid of development? We wanted to get into some type of human consumption the goal was taking, I'm going to use the word waste today because it just helps people kind of understand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not bad material. It's just, it was being wasted or discarded. So we like to use the word byproduct, but I'll use the word waste today because it just kind of gets the point across. We wanted to find a way to minimize waste in primary processing in the fisheries. So when lobster, fish come into the processing facilities, get filleted and get pulled apart for the more wanted proteins,
Yeah.
there's a lot of waste that was just going to landfills or being ground up and used in meal, like which is like a lower value kind of sale avenue. So we developed with my brother, who's in science.
I was wondering if you're going to bring him into this conversation.
He's a major part of it. So to explain, it's my brother, my father, and myself, and we all have different skill sets. My father was an investment banker, and then moved into this operational side with the household moving company, and then into more plant operation in Purdue de Gulf, which was the fish meal plant. I have a background in business, also finance and economics. But a big part of my degree was in marketing and sales, and because that was kind of, I gravitate towards chatting, being out and being around people. So we kind of had these three skill sets. So together we decided we'll develop this product where we would take the byproducts, convert the proteins into flavors. So that's a very unique type of product in the world in general, how we're doing it. It's one of a kind, and also just for this area, we're taking.
Well, absolutely, because this is really innovative, and that was one of the things we talked about before we even started. Is that the innovation that you brought to the table? Again, using the same terminology that you're using of waste, but it's really a byproduct of the material and the food that's already being taken out, and you're taking that and creating something else that's being able to use and then ship it all over the world.
That's right. Yeah. So we'll use, because everyone's familiar, everyone loves our lobster fishery here, because it's a big thing when Mother's Day's come around. We all eat lobster, and it's a big part of our economy here in Northern New Brunswick, and for exporting and for New Brunswick in general. So we were taking byproduct that wasn't being used, and the lobster processors were actually having to take the time to take this, get people to truck it in and discard it, and they were paying money to discard it. So when we decided to develop this program where we would convert the lobster byproduct into a lobster concentrate or flavor, which is essentially like a chicken or beef broth that goes into soups and sauces and all kinds of other finished products globally, we said, well, let's make sure this kind of program isn't one-sided and it works for everyone and everyone will prosper. So we approached some processors and said, okay, we're gonna pay you to take the product. Like, you're gonna pay us. Well, we're just having to pay to get rid of it anyway. We said no.
So now it turns into a revenue stream.
That's right. So our thought process was that by allowing them to take something that we're benefiting from, so we're going to pay for that, but it's going to change a loss on their statement to a profit generator and help them put new equipment in, hire more people, build onto their plant, increase their capacity, which will in turn allow us to secure capacity as we grow for the byproduct. So we always went with that mentality from the start, that we shouldn't be self-serving. We want to make sure that it's a program that every single person benefits from, and ultimately the big beneficiary is we're increasing sustainable fisheries. We're taking something that was being discarded and we're reintroducing into human consumption for not just low value food, but very high value, healthy foods. And that's the other thing I love talking about is, in the past when soups and sauces, someone would flip a label over there's 10 things you don't know about that are supposed to make up the lobster flavor. A lot of times it's chicken broth and all kinds of flavor additives and extracts, but all our products is, you've got lobster and salt on the ingredient, and the salt is naturally occurring. And the cool thing is it's frozen in big pails, but you can scoop it out like ice cream. So it's super functional for the users. So it's a really cool product.
Well, and again, the reasons on why you've been able to win these awards through there, because is that it's innovative. You're exporting this all over the world. It's using and helping the economy of the area, right? It's using waste material, again, using that word waste, but a byproduct, and allowing companies to grow. So well-deserved awards, and congratulations on both of those. And thank you very much for coming in and sharing that with our audience and allowing people to know what you guys do, because, not everybody knows about this is another story that is kind of hidden underneath, a little hidden gem that we don't know about. Certain circles know about it, but not everybody knows about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's the facility's located. We positioned it in a place that was strategic in terms of where the wharves and the fisheries and the processing are. So it's located in Grand Anse, so it's a little outside of Bathurst. So of course you don't get a lot of coverage or frontage of people understanding like that's what you do. And it's also, because we export 90% of it, a lot of people don't get to see the product. So
Yeah.
of course you don't, they don't realize that you're doing that. And, I personally, I'm in it. I'm humble about it. I don't do it to promote it but I am proud of it. But it's just, we do what we do and we focus on it. And something else that's really cool is that industry primarily, you've got your fishing season. So people are employed for just
A short period.
very short period
Yeah.
of time. We operate 12 months a year, which I also love because people are having great jobs. It's 12 months a year. It pays well. We're watching employees where we start as we grow. We're putting different levels of management in as we grow, and people are growing with us, continue their education within the company, and you're watching them, just better themselves. And I love seeing that as a business owner. It's a big reason why I do it. And I think a lot of leaders and entrepreneurs around, you take a lot of, your job doesn't end when you leave work at 5 p.m., but it's all worth it when you see your company and your people and everyone around grow and benefit from it, including everyone that our company reaches out to and touches in terms of suppliers and who we purchase from. So,
well, it's great to hear. It's a great story. You're even changing the culture of, and this has been a culture in Northern New Brunswick for many, many years. It's seasonal work, and now you're turning that into, a full year-round business and employing people that way. So congratulations to you and your family for bringing that to our region. And I wish you the best luck in the future and to be able to grow and put the doctor to work there and get him to think up some other crazy ideas that he might have. And
we do. So I can't talk about it now. So we've been, And I got to say, with the awards, you get nominated for awards. Top 50 CEO, but really we're all co-CEOs. It's a team wins. And, my brother, my father, we all equally partake in different aspects of the business. One person has to go up and accept it. But like that award, I feel it was a family award, and it's been really great. You put a lot of effort in. So as a whole, we're super proud, including our supporting wives that help us when we got to be away with our kids and our families. So that part's great. And, we've been working on something really cool that is, again, sticks to our core value. And what we do is about taking a waste material or a byproduct from a major fishery in Atlantic Canada, and we're turning it into another kind of domain, a finished retail product that's going to be coming out that people will be able to see on the shelves that, will know it's coming from a company out of Bathurst, New Brunswick. So we're excited. Hopefully this fall it'll be out. We're in the final stages of development and photo shoots now. So
that means that we might have to have you back on the show again.
You most likely will.
Yeah. So then you can go into competition with Ryan Wilbur on how many times he's been on this show.
Well, I feel now that we're going to bring up Ryan, who just ran a 100-mile run, I feel if he's on here again, he should have to do it kind of running and you guys be in the car and I'm on his back.
Yeah. Just make it a little bit more difficult for him.
Exactly. Because if he runs 100 miles, he's got to up it to some type of thing. He's got to have me on his back or, a little Luke Skywalker Yoda.
Yeah.
running through the marsh.
I'm sure after this interview and once Ryan sees it, he'll be calling us up and say, what are you guys doing now? You're setting up a challenge that I can't really meet. But then again, you never know.
You never know.
Well, you never know.
To add, maybe he should do it barefoot.
Yeah.
Just so we know.
Just to tap it all in
Yeah,
and just add
yeah.
a little bit more. But all craziness aside, though, again, congratulations for the awards you've won, and thank you very much for the work that you're doing in our region and the employment that you're creating, and very much appreciated for everybody.
You too. I mean, this is a great avenue for people to come on and talk about what we do here, and I've got to commend you guys. I watch it all the time, and I think it's great. You guys just keep doing what you're doing. It's positive.
Well, thank you very much. And there we are. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.